Howdy, folks. This is Jason Fisher with Fisher Gaming again, and we are here to continue Zoe Morgan's story. Now, in our last episode, we just went down to the deepest and darkest depth of Drazana Station to figure out where all these Davidians are coming from that are killing everybody. So, at the very bottom, we found their time portal that they are coming through. And we have realized that in order to take care of these Davidians, we're going to have to go in the past and take care of them there. So that is what we're doing today. So and it is right there it is. Everything old is new.
The Davidians must have found some way to generate a portal at the station so that they can feed on the humans in the past. While the humans are no friends of ours, a shift in the balance of power in that sector of space could have drastic repercussions. There is no telling if it would be positive for the Empire or not. We cannot take chances. You must head through the Davidian portal into the past and find out how they are creating the temporal fluctuations. Fortunately, the Federation in the 23rd century will never recognize a Klingon from our time, so you may be able to pass unnoticed. Oh, and just in case, don't kill anyone. We wouldn't want to accidentally change the course of history. Keep your team small, for similar reasons.
Alright, go to Drazana Station, which we're already there, which is located in the Beta Quadrant, and take the portal through time to discover the source of the Davidians. And we'll be getting some old-fashioned phaser beams on this one. Alright, let's do
Everything
it.
we do is for...
Alright, and we are already on Drazana Station, so...
Hey, that's a great uniform.
We're just going to this spot over here. This is the same place we went in our last episode. Begin everything is old is new. And let me decide if I really want this team or not. I think I'd rather have the doctor, who's going to be a healer. And I'm trying to think who else I want. Now let's just go ahead and stick with Lita. But I'm going to stick them on passive mode because there is a accolade we can get for not hurting anybody. And we're going to go for that accolade. Alright, so now we're floating again. Any day now. Yep, any day. Alright. Alright. I think that not many people play some of these maps that are played a lot less, load a lot slower like that. That's what I think is happening. I am not for sure. Uh, a properly modulated energy discharge would allow us to use the portal and follow the Davidians back through time. Once we get there through it, it might be a little trickier to get back. We should bring as few people as possible to minimize the chance of distorting the timeline, which is why there's only 2 of them. Okay, so we have to have an energy weapon, so... Alright, take the portal into the past. And here we are. We're still on Drazona Station, sir. We just, in the past. We must tread lightly, Captain. If we damage the station or cause needless bloodshed, we could damage the timeline irrevocably. Cunning and stealth would be more important than strength here. Set weapons for heavy stun. We're still in the computer core, Captain. Strange. I wonder why there's nobody here. We may be too late, sir. The Davidians may have already killed everyone in the station. If we can't find the right parts, we we could couple together a subspace field emitter. Perhaps it would get an idea of what the Davidians are doing here. But using 23rd century technology will make it much more difficult. The Federation won't develop ways to detect the subspace variances that the Davidians use for almost a century from now. I'll take a list. I'll I'll make a list of equipment here that we can use to fine-tune Drazana Station sensor array. We can properly find the regulatory components somewhere near the computer core, and at the instruction coil on the and the induction coil on the power system level. Collect parts for substation modulator. Okay. Now something I'm going to do. Right there it is, that first king. I'm going to click on that, and that's going to switch all of our duty officers to passive mode, which means they won't try to kill anybody. Okay, let's figure out what that's all about. That is off of the. No wonder there's nobody here. The station is on medical alert. Non-essential personnel are confined to quarters, and the computer core is in lockdown. Unfortunately, the lockdown works both ways. No one can get in, but no one can get out either. Luckily for us, that these old systems had some well-documented problems. It shouldn't be too difficult to override the controls. Alright. So are these old Federation duotronic components have a memory fault that makes them susceptible to overloads. An overload could cause it to lose process, like the one locking the door on the computer core. In this century, there shouldn't be any tasks that could overload them, but there's an infamous 24th century warp geometry problem that could be insoluble with the processing power available with this computer. If we set the controls to divert processing parts to the of this problem, we might be able to cause memory override that would make the computer lose its security system. Okay. So, what do we have here? Okay, Bates. Alright, we've got to figure out what this puzzle is. One is working. Two is queued. Three is queued. Okay, let's just change this one. Queued. Queued. cute. Okay. Got another one here. Okay. 1 and 2 are on. Now 3 is off. Okay. Okay, I think I have already got it. Because this one right here is only 1. That did it. The doors should open now.
Hey, what? I mean, who are you? I've never seen anyone who looked like you before. The station is on medical alert. Nobody's supposed to be in the computer core area but me. Hey, is that a weapon? Don't try anything, or I'll have to stun you.
I'm lost.
The lift shouldn't have let you come down to this level. How did you get here?
Okay, I was stuck in the lift when the station went to alert. This is where it let me out.
You should have used the intercom to call for assistance. It's not safe to move about the station during a medical alert.
Right, I should get back up to the main station areas.
Follow me. I'm going to call security for an escort.
But if I'm contagious, won't that be dangerous?
I guess you're right. Look, just go up to the maintenance lift, get to the emergency medical center as soon as possible, and get checked out. There's a doctor up there who has set up a triage center for the affected patients.
Thanks. Alright. We got past that obstacle. What's in here? I guess he doesn't mind me taking a wrong turn. Check console for useful items. Found a Deutronic transformation relay. Okay, so we found something good here. Is there anything else in here of value? Not that I can see. Sir, I'm reading a patrol team ahead. If we're crafty, we may be able to ambush them. It's just like Lita to do it that way. Okay, let's lock him in. Okay, we just locked him in. Okay. Okay. Oh, hello, lady. Oh, we got our blue lights again. So Davidians are definitely here. Talk to the ensign.
Oh, hey. You shouldn't be here. You should get up to the quarantine area.
What are you working on?
Oh, just running a level 3 diagnostic on the subsystem. The computers on the station are state of the art. I can simulate an entire copy of the station and display every piece of it as a wireframe model.
That's
I
impressive.
know, isn't it? I'm very fortunate to be able to work here. Working on a station like this really strikes home just how modern and new everything is.
Isn't this subsystem tied into the main computer core?
Yes, although it has its own memory and subprocessor as well. It can even work in parallel with the computer core's main processor.
What happens when you tie into the main computer's memory?
Here, I'll show you. That's odd. The core isn't responding to my request. I need to go talk to Lieutenant Myers. Make sure you get up to the quarantine area and get checked out by the doctor.
Okay. Okay, we get another puzzle to solve here. Warning, improper access may cause injury or death. Hardware access, disable all power taps before servicing. Discharge static electricity before contact with leads. Unlock safety cage to access. Unclap data leads to replace regulator. Okay, disconnect power. So basically just follow the discharge static. Okay, discharge static before. Okay, before contact with leads, unclap data lead to replace reg. There you go. So basically just follow the directions on that one. Something else to scan just for the fun of it. And on up we go. What's in that direction? Okay, here we go. Take maintenance left. This isn't the power distribution level, sir. The security's over in the turbo lift. They must have detected our arrival. Station security will probably be here any minute now. If we're going to get out of this without a fight, we'd better look for alternatives quickly. We'll have to find a couple. We'll have to find a console that can use the override to the turbo lift so that we can keep it going. Okay, what do we have here? Ah, we're just gonna run. Okay, where are we going? Okay. I think that's what they wanted us. Another group of Starfleet officers ahead, sir. If we're cautious, we might be able to avoid them while they aren't looking. I think I was supposed to have done that. Okay. Let's just walk straight through. Uh, could be wrong.
Personal shield losing power. Flanking damage detected.
Okay.
Enemy targets on sensors. Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
Okay. It's not gonna let me do it.
Enemy combatants in close proximity.
Got it. Oh my gosh, I'm about to die. I'm dead. Okay, where do we need to go now? Oh, I need to go way over here. And there's that same team that just, I don't think they're gonna leave me alone.
Enemy targets on sensors. Flanking damage detected. Personal shield losing power.
Okay, my team just miraculously repaired Bob and be like, hey, that's cool. Sir, we should be able to find an induction coil. Sir, we should be able to find a induction coil on this level as a part of the power systems. Then we can simply rig up a subspace inducer to the sensor array, and we can pinpoint the Davidian incursion. Okay, well, let's do that. You there, don't just stand there. Come over here and give us a hand. People are dropping like flies on this station, and it's all we can do to keep up. Uh, who are you? McCoy. Learn H. McCoy. Hey, from. But this is no time for an introduction. Been. We haven't seen anyone like you around here before, but this isn't my normal posting. I suppose we. I supposed to be on shore leave. Now, now lend a hand or get out of the way. I'll do what you need me to do. As far as I can tell, all of these people reported seeing these strange blue flashes of light. Now they're all dying. They're they're worse than dead. Their brains are gone. Whatever this disease is, it's suppressing brain activity at an alarming rate. It's almost as if the energy between the neurons are being removed somehow. The blue flashes seem to be associated with a strange form of radiation. So I've set up a triage center here. The crazy engineer said that the power distribution station is heavily shielded. What kind of radiation? How should I know? I'm a doctor, not an engineer. The blue flashes are still happening anyways. We need some way to replace the neural energy. Just start their brain to jumpstart their brain somehow, like reinforcing a drain shield generator. I suppose that's one way of looking at it, but the mind is much more complex than a delicate instrument. Maybe maybe that's the key. The brain might be able to restart itself. If stimulated correctly, give it the energy that it needs. And when a stimulus to when a st- and then a stimulant to make a spread throughout the nervous system. Boy, oh boy. I'll need to know how much neural energy the survivors have so that we can figure out how much they've lost. Then we'll need to apply a cortical stimulator that is at the correct frequency. It's no it's no penance, but it may save lives of the crew as much as I might as much as it might to help the Empire for this station to fall quickly into disarray. There is no telling how it might chance future events. It seems that we have little choice but to assist the human serve this time. Come on, grab a tricorder and start checking the neurons activity. In some of these survivals, take note of your readings. You're going to have to calculate the difference from a healthy mind and determine the right frequency to stimulate the brain. A normal human neuron is resting potential at minus 70 millivolts. Once you have some readings, we'll calibrate the cortical stimulator and try to revive these people. Okay, so, alright. Alright. Scan neuron resting potential is reading at 60 millivolts. Normal is at minus 70. Interior neuron sodium ion levels elevated. Sodium potassium gates damaged. Okay. Sodium potassium gates damaged by forcible ion movement. Likely cause sudden change in neural voltage. Predictions, hallucinations, loss of motor function, nervous system damaged. Okay. Number 2. Alright, resting potential. Non-resting potential is resting at minus 68 millivolts. Normal is at minus 70. Okay. Exterior potassium levels elevated. Neurons limited to plus 15 active potential. Normal human potential is plus 30 millivolts. Okay. Sodium potassium ions depleted. Some neurons incapable of electrical likely sudden change. Prediction result fatigue, blurred vision, dull sense. Okay. Alright, now we get to talk to the doc again. Review findings. Okay, normal human neural resting positions minus 70 volts. Normal human neural activity positive 30 millivolts. Neural charge at rest. At rest, neurons contains positively charged sodium ions exterior and positively charged potassium ions interior and exterior. Action potential. Neuron opens sodium gates. Sodium gates. Okay, a lot of information. Alright. Request explanation. We need to restore the mind baselines. Okay. Calibrates. Okay, settings for resting potential is negative millivolts. Action is positive. Set potassium channel states. Sodium internal, sodium. Okay, sodium internal. Okay, this is just a memory test. Sodium internal, potassium external, and internal. I think that's what it was. Let's give it a try. Okay, we did something different. Okay, I still think that's right. I still think that's right. Let's try that. Okay. We need to get this. Okay, it worked. And we're just following Dr. Leonard McCoy. I think that's what we're doing. Okay. We're supposed to be going to that green circle right over here. And Sparkly, borrow induction coil. I'm just borrowing it. Alright, and now we're in here. Okay, Sparkly, integrate subspace emitter. It's working, sir. The emitter has adjusted the active scanners for the station. What do you make of these readings? Image shows that the station is becoming suffused with triolic radiation. The radiation's coming from a Driffin's comet. Is coming from Driffin's comet. The comet itself is emitting mass amounts of triolic energy. The Davidians must have realized that it's a neural source of energy, and they're using it as an easy way to shift into sync with us. It's like riding behind the wake of a ship in the water. But that's not all. They're doing it, sir. They're harnessing the triolic energy that's infusing it with chronoton particles. With that, they could have enough energy to move the entire station out of phase. Maybe even the entire sector. We have to stop them. The comet is the key, sir. We must do everything about the comet without a ship. And I don't think that a 23rd century vessel is going to be able to do the job. We can't do anything about the comet without a ship. Okay. With this information, it's clear that we have to find some way to destroy Driffin's comet, sir. We can use one of the auxiliary reactors in sync with the subspace emitters that we've hooked up to the station in order to make temporary portals that will take us back in time. Once we make it back, we will have to report in and find a way to bring the ship back with us to destroy the comet. Okay. Hello, Mr. McCoy. Alright. Redirect reactor to trial portal. Stop shooting my people. Okay. All right. Didn't think melee web would, but well, they did last time. Now that you mention it, we have another problem, sir. We've absorbed so much starlight energy radiation that the point of traveling through the gate again could cause radiation poisoning. Normally, we just normally we would just use hydrocortisone to flush it out, but our medical supplies aren't protected against phase shifting. Our hydrochloric supply is probably already irradiated, and it isn't the sort of problem that comes up frequently. We'll need a large dose of hydrochloric. We need a we need a dose of hydrochloroquine that to chelate out the existing traumatic radiation to protect us from transitions back through the portal. There's one person that could probably get it for us, and that would probably be McCoy. Okay. Something in my... Actually, I have a friend who took a little too much trialic radiation and could use some hydronate. It's hydronalen. I've been mispronouncing it. A friend, with all the radiation flares that the station's experiencing, there's probably going to be a little short on hydro alien ourselves. I could maybe spare a hypo, but if your friend is getting radiation, he or she on the station already, I'll need a double dose to oculate out a significant amount of trialic radiation. You should never lie to your doctor or your bartender. That much radiation would mean you'd experience something close to the epicenter, like fooling around with triolic waves. You don't need green blood in 20 years to know that that is a bad idea. But when the people on this station really needed it, you came through. I appreciate that. I think I can spare a few doses. Just don't let the station's captain hear about it. Thanks. Look, I am not sure who you are or where you came from, but I am not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm just an old country doctor, but I know better than to ask too many questions about little unexpected help. You probably shouldn't loiter around here too much longer. Our people will start to ask questions, and I'm going to put these cortical stimulants to good use. And thanks. You saved a lot of lives today. Okay. We can take the portal back to our own time whenever you're ready, sir. Let's return home then. Well, that wasn't too bad. A whole
So
lot of reading.
Griffin's comet is the source of the triolic radiation. Interesting. That explains a great deal. We cannot simply destroy it in our time. The Davidians have the means to go back to the 23rd century and harness its energy there. However, that will be their only other chance. Before that, there's no Drozana station, so there's no place that will be close enough to the comet's trajectory to be of use to them. The only logical solution is to alter the past, destroy the comet there, and save the Empire. As it happens, I have access to a way to transport your ship back to the 23rd century. It's dangerous, but the alternative is much worse. Check in for new orders regularly. I will let you know when we are ready for this operation.
Okay, and we get phaser banks. Twin phaser beam array. Alright.
Everything we do is for the Empire.
Okay. And that's all she wrote on this episode. I want to thank everyone for joining me. I look forward to seeing you the next time. So until then, everybody have a good day and a good life. Goodbye.